Hello everyone, and welcome back to another commentary. This time I have Jet gameplay in the background. Now I've never done Jet gameplay. This isn't like a full game, this is 2 games I think. I've just put together some highlighted clips of a couple of things. You know, I'm really bad in a Jet. Alright, it took me forever to unlock rocket pods, it took me forever to unlock air radar, and if you've got any tips, please tell me how to fly a Jet. But I don't know, because this is probably going to get a bit crowded in the comments, so we'll see. But I've got 2 things to talk about today. One's really short, it's just basically, well, I'll get into it in a second, but the other one's really long, it's about my business venture. So the first thing is Q&A. I have never done one, and I'm getting a lot of questions, a lot of the same questions. You all want to know where something is. So basically, put your questions down in the comments, and in a week or so, well, a week maybe, maybe a tad more, tad less, who knows, I'll answer as many of them as I can. I don't care what you ask about. I mean, if it's inappropriate, then I just won't answer it. But other than that, just go nuts, ask questions, and I'll see what I can do. Because I've just never done it, and I'm curious as to know what you're curious about. So we'll see how that goes. Now, the second part, the big part, my business venture, is taking off. Sort of. Basically, I've spent the last, 2 weeks in bed, so I haven't done too much work on it, but I've been trying really hard to get this pitch done, and now it should be live on Crowdfunder. I've done a pitch video, which will be linked in the description, but it's also part of the Crowdfunder site anyway, so everything's on there. The website's up, the Twitter's up, the YouTube's up, the video, of course, which has the video on it, and by now, like I said, the project page should be up. And for those of you that don't know, my business venture is basically setting up an independent game studio, and it's going to be set up in Rugby, which is pretty close to my hometown. It's not my actual hometown, which is, but I consider it my hometown because that's where basically I've been closer to this place than I have my actual hometown. But anyways, it's something I've wanted to do for a long time, and the game I've got is already it's in pre-development at the moment. I'm refining the ideas, the core mechanics, and how it's all going to work. And then, of course, I need to get people to help me with it. So that's where this thing comes in. I'm asking for £40,000, which is quite not very much, to be honest, in terms of game studio. I mean, that 40,000 is going to get me a place to work. It's basically just going to be a room, right? With a room with a couple of desks and computers in there for people to work on. It's going to get me, well, hopefully going to hire me 2 programmers and an artist. And hopefully my university can support me with the business end. So that's the plan. I mean, I'm currently in talks with them. But it would be nice. I mean, what better to start a gaming studio than gamers? I mean, if this works, it'll be fully supported and funded by the community. There's no outside loans. Of course, I've been looking into them and grants and government grants and such, but they're difficult to get a hold of. I'm very much trying, but it's not been done. If you look at Kickstarter, there's been a recent project by Double Fine, and that went live the actual day my own crowdfunder project got accepted. So it's a bit weird, but they've raised nearly $2 million now, which is crazy for their next game. And I'm thinking, if they can raise $2 million, surely you can help me raise 40,000. I mean, I would prefer to have 50, but I can do it with 40. I'm not trying to be greedy or anything, but it would just help. So like I said, links are going to be in the description. If you can look at it, if you think you want to be a part of it and you can help me start my career and start the careers of many others, and of course in the future have very good links with people to get into the industry, because I know how hard it is to get into this industry, and I want this company to be like a foothold for new people. I want to get as many people as I can into the industry, get them experience, put it on their CV, because it's so difficult. You have no idea how hard it is. So that is the plan, and if you want to be a part of it, that is brilliant. So if you could help me out, you can either buy donating. I know the website's in Great British Pounds or English Pounds or whatever you want to call it, British Pound Sterling, but it supports PayPal, and PayPal does all the what they call the currency translations or the conversions. That's the one. Sorry, it's currently 1:10 in the morning. So PayPal does all currency conversions and such. So even if you're in another country, you can still donate and help out, which I would much appreciate. But if you can't, then just help spread the word, link the videos, do your own video on it, and basically just tell as many people as you can. Because if this really, just think how fantastic it would be to have an independent game studio, just the history behind it, you know, who supported it. It would be great. And then if it turns into the AAA studio that I'm planning in maybe 5 years time, then that'll be even better. I have huge plans for this, and I do not want to see them fail, because I know it's going to be stressful, but I just don't want to see it fail. It's my brainchild, my dream, my goal, my aspirations in life, you know. And yes, the business is going to be stressful. I don't know everything there is to know about business. I know a lot of what there is to know about games and structure of companies and such, but actual business, I know I'm going to take a lot of learning, but it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be an adventure, I'll tell you that. And we'll just see how it goes. The first game, like I keep saying, it's the core mechanics being the main focus of it at the moment, because I don't want to make a game where it's just not polished. I mean, Halo 2, I use this as an example a lot, but Halo 2 seriously lacks polish, with the graphics popping in and out and the unfinished ending, and that was primarily because of they had the two basically builds of it. They kept doing demo after demo after demo for all these conventions, and then they had the actual game, and then of course the deadline came for the actual game, and they thought, well, we've been working on all these fucking demos. I don't want my company to do that, and of course I don't want to have these huge crunch times either, because yes, we love what we do as game developers. Well, most of us do, but you know, 12-hour, 14-hour days, 7 days a week, it exhausts people, and it really does affect the final product, and I don't want to put my employees into that, and I don't want to do that really, to be honest. So we'll see what we can do and make this studio really unique and just really a community hub, studio, developer, whatever you want to call it. So that's all I have to say about that, I think. Now, I'm going to cough for a second because my throat is telling me, it's just screaming at me, so I'm going to pause the recording. Oh, that's a lot better. Sorry, I'm still not completely 100%. Like I said, I was in bed for basically a week, and then I've been in and out for the last couple of days. But I'm getting better. I can talk a little bit more now. My work hates me, obviously, because I went into work for about 4 hours, and I just couldn't do it. You know, I was exhausted after 4 hours, and I wanted to be, you know, I wanted to throw up. I couldn't breathe properly. My throat was like, nah. And I was getting all these massive headaches, and you know, I just basically went to my manager and said, look, I'm gonna have to go home, I can't do this, I'm knackered. And he was like, all right then, and he wasn't happy. And then of course I called in, because I went to the doctors and I had to get an inhaler that I called in for the next day, and he was just like, oh, when will you be better? And it's so, you know, I don't like it when managers have that attitude. That's why I can't wait to get out of that place, because the attitude there is just horrible, and it's really, Tesco are like dictators with their workforce. But anyway, the video is over, like, now. So I hope you've enjoyed this commentary. I hope you liked my plans. Leave your questions in the comments box, and I shall see you again soon. Take care, guys.